Hey guys, I'm Francisco, and this is my YouTube channel. Before I forget, and it's first off, it's good seeing you guys. Since what 420, so it's been a few weeks. I hope this finds you guys all well and everything. All right. Now, let's talk about this week's topic. To sort of understand where I'm coming from on this, I gotta give you a little bit of a backstory. The last couple of weeks have been a bit of a more of a mental struggle for myself. Just a lot of different curveballs, different factors in my life have just been impacted one way or another, and it's just made me start thinking of my current place in life and what I should be sort of doing with it, what I see my future being, and so it took me a minute to sort of just navigate all this stuff, but through all this navigation, I've reached better clarity, better understanding of what it is I'm wanting to do. So I hope that the information that I'm offering you guys, my unscientific, unmedically professional, opinions and trial and errors, I hope through it all, it can benefit you guys somehow. Or shit, if you have anything to offer, put it on in. I mean, just leave a comment below. Hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram, Shaggy Adventure. Let's talk about this, because at the end of the day, what I was looking for, what the type of direction I was trying to find was what was calling out to me. So what is calling out to you? Like, what calls out to you? What drives you, right? That is sort of the question that I have for you, and that's the question I have for myself. What calls out to me? Like, that is what I spent the last few weeks trying to figure out in my own head. But before I get to that, because it's a pretty deep topic, let's line it up a little bit first. It's the strain of the day, y'all. I guess which leads me to the next most important question is, what's in your bowl? What's in your bowl, your dabs, or whatever it is that you're going to be toking it up with today? I can tell you for a fact, mine is some lemon meringue. I'm doing a little different this time. Usually I'm a bowl, but this time, 'tis the season. I got a good old J. Good old J, some lemon meringue. So yeah, let me tell you guys a little bit about this strain. Lemon meringue itself is actually basically a straight up sativa. It's a cross of lemon skunk and cookies and cream. It's citrus, diesel, and nuttiness would be better three words sort of to describe its aroma. The taste would be more on the lemon meringue pie kind of taste buddiness of it all. What kind of experience is this? What kind of high does this strain offer you? It helps create a happy, uplifting, energetic, focused, and creative kind of experience for you. It helps with depression, stress, anxiety, fatigue, and pain. Negatives, because there always are some: dry mouth, dry eyes, anxiety, dizziness, and possibly some headaches. Let's get on to the parents, shall we? Lemon skunk. Lemon skunk now is going to be more of an 80-20 sativa dominant strain. It's a cross of two skunk phenotypes. The taste and aroma can be summed up into two words: skunky and citrus. Its high is going to offer you more of a happy, euphoric, uplifting, relaxing, energetic kind of experience as well. It can help out with stress, anxiety, depression, pain, and fatigue. It is more noted to help out more with stress and depression. So, keep that in mind, guys. Now, some negatives. Again, the usual suspects: dry mouth, dry eyes, dizziness, paranoia, and possibly some anxiety. Because remember, it's still sativa, so don't push it too hard, because you might get a little paranoid. Want you to enjoy that high, but gotta keep it measured. Gotta keep it separated. Sorry. Anyways, some karaoke there. Now, let's move on to parent number 2. Cookies and cream. Cookies and cream is a cross of Starfighter and a Girl Scout cookie phenotype. Its taste and aroma can be summed up into one word: sweet. Like, dude, sweet. Dude, where's my car? Dude, sweet. Anyways, yeah, so sweet. What kind of experience does this one offer you besides the sweet taste of it all? It helps you relax, become a little happier, helps to lift your spirits, a little bit more euphoric, uplifting, creative. If you take a couple heavy tokes of this, though, it's going to help you sleep. So aside from insomnia, what other medicinal benefits does cookies and cream offer you? Helps you with stress, depression, anxiety, and pain. And just to complete the whole visual list, I'm going to put insomnia again at the bottom. So now the negatives, again, the usual posse: dry mouth, dry eyes, dizziness, some anxiety, and possibly some paranoia. So get your shit ready. Let's take a hit, y'all. The good thing about joints is you always have to hit them to keep them lit. And speaking of lit, yeah, I mean, it's taken me a couple joints, but not bad. Not the best burning ones, but that is what it is. Okay, so on to the topic at hand. What's been calling out to me, right? Everything, my world was a little bit in a cloud until I figured out what that one answer, like for right now, for this moment, for the near future, what is calling out to me. What has always called out to me has been one thing, and it's been doing something that is greater than myself. And so, like, for example, like volunteer work, or in the case of work, caregiving was my first job moving out here. I got to help people. Then I moved on to bud tending. I got to help even more people, and it's just like, and I just really enjoy that. I enjoy the human interaction. I enjoy the humanity, the positivity of it all. And yeah, and I see it, and that fulfills me. I love that aspect of my job, and I want to keep doing that, whether it's being bud tender, whether it's just doing anything else, man, going back to caregiving, helping, being a workaway, or whatever it is. Like, I want to keep on doing something like that. So that gave me a direction. I was like, okay, well, now G's on line 1, who's calling? It's like, that's sort of what's driving me right now. It's like, okay, something that's greater than myself. So that gives me some, like, an ultimate goal, an ultimate, like, thing to sort of strive for, right? Now, after discovering that, I was like, then what is it that's keeping me from further doing that? From maybe, changing my job or changing my lifestyle, bringing some other kind of change that continues that calling. 3 things, as a matter of fact, because we are human, all right? We all have our own obstacles. 3 things, 3 points of apprehension, I guess you could say, have sort of kept me back from following through on some of this. One would be fear. Because we are human, I tend to fear. I like going on adventure stuff, but I do fear the unknown. It's like, who doesn't? So fear is one of them. Second one would be self-doubt or self-confidence, or doubt in myself. Like I've said before, I'm a person who has struggled with self-confidence for most of his life, and it wasn't until like maybe a few years ago that I can actually look at myself in the mirror and actually smile. You know what I mean? Like, I can look at myself and just be like, hey. I know you, and that's taken a lot, and self-confidence is still something that I struggle with on to this day. Might not be every day, might be every couple of days, might be a moment here and there. It doesn't even matter, but it's still something I still struggle with. But that was my second point. The third one would be timing. Not in the sense of like, is life telling me, because I am a believer in signs. I am a believer that life will tell you one way or the other when it's time to go, but or time to do something, time to change, time to do whatever. But I'm talking about like time, like, oh, well, when's the right time? There's never a right time. That's just an excuse. But that's an excuse that is in my head, a fear that's in my head, right? So after laying out these 3 general sort of just like apprehensions, anxieties, I did something that sort of just brought a lot more clarity to them. What did I do? I want to share with you in a second. Let's take one more hit, y'all. The other bad thing is ashing myself. Damn. All right. Oh well. So what did I do after I figured out these 3 things? There's a book that I read. It's called The Crossroads Between Should and Must. It's really good. I really recommend you guys reading it. Anyways, one exercise in it actually was something I thought was just full of shit. I had no belief in it, but once I started doing it, I saw it working, and it makes total sense. Which was making a list of what am I afraid of, like list off my fears specifically. What am I afraid of in the pursuit of this goal? And after 10 minutes, it's like I sat there with my bowl, some water, my pen, beautiful day, put on my timer, and I thought it was bullshit. But as the 10 minutes went on, I was like digging deep into my mind. I was like, oh wow, so all these things are coming out. After that, I came out with 10 issues or 10 fears. And then what followed was like an hour and a half of just like going through those fears and trying to break them down and put little post-it notes, trying to visualize, solutions to them, positive outcomes to them. And at the end of that, after seeing that all these fears had some kind of positive pushback to them, that really alleviated my anxiety some. made me actually think, oh my God, this is all possible. So now, got the goal in mind, confronted the fears, found the little dome of fears, found them specifically, confronted those. Now how do, it's what's sort of next, right? What did I do after that? For me, it's like some of these things I'm going to tell you guys, I'm sure you guys have already heard, so I'm not going to dive too deep into them. Others may not have. I hope that regardless, this all helps you out one way or the other. And it's brought me a little bit of insight. So what did I do after finding out this basic structure? Because now, after addressing those fears, I could finally start thinking this is something that could be done. That is the important part. I got the green light, and so now I have to put in a structure of like how to accomplish all this. So one is set a realistic goal and a timetable, right? So for example, if you want some washboard abs or something in 2 months because the summer's coming up, set realistic goals for yourself. Be like, okay, well, let's say 2 months, just like I said, 2 months, you're going to work out X amount of days, diet, whatever, right? There is, that's your goal, that's your realistic timetable, okay? So, the next step would be then don't lose sight of the small steps in progress. What do I mean by that? Let's say within those 2 months, a month in, you're starting to see your progress, you're seeing your abs and all this stuff, and you get sick and you're down for a week. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm not going to accomplish my goal. Think more like, oh, well, look at what I've already done. Like I've set a healthy diet for myself, a routine or something. Like I've done something positive for myself to where I'm already bearing fruit. I'm showing the results. So don't lose sight of the smaller detail within the big picture. Sometimes we get lost in that, right? Which then sort of pushes me to the next step, which would be don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. I'm really guilty of that myself. I will beat myself up over like not accomplishing something, but then why am I doing that to myself? It's like almost like this weird torturing. If you stumble, which you will, we all stumble. If you stumble, don't beat yourself up. Just get on back up and get back on your horse and just keep on riding. It's like we're all gonna stumble. That's just a matter of life. Just don't. It's not enough to crucify yourself over if you're putting in your best effort. Okay, so. Outside of that, after not beating yourself up too much, at the end of the day, don't lose sight of the end goal. Sometimes, holding on to a goal, that's why the realistic timetable sort of helps because, in reality, you can think of, okay, well, in 2 months, I can do this. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like something that can keep your attention. And like, let's say, for example, you start doing your workout and whatever else. You're like, this just isn't working for me. It's like, that's okay. Guess what? This leads to the next step. Goals can change. You know what I mean? Just because you're doing this now and a month down the road you're realizing it doesn't work for you, it's like goals can change. And so there's nothing wrong with that. At least you tried. And that's something I try to tell myself. Like I try to set goals. I used to struggle with that. Setting goals. Oh, fuck, did I fail because I did this or something? No. I mean, like sometimes, you put in your best effort and maybe it's just not for you. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's just, that's just a matter of life. So if your goal, were to change, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, something that, choosing your goals, I don't know how you guys work. I can only handle a few goals at a time. I can't handle too many because then I just get overwhelmed and just too blah. Then I just really feel like I've accomplished nothing. It's just too much to do. I like to do more like just a few goals at a time. It just works out better for me. What works out better for you guys? Is it a lot more goals? Is it just one goal? A few, a lot? How does it work for you guys? I want to know. But yeah, don't commit to yourself to too many goals that you're just not comfortable with because then the fun gets taken out of it. And then after all of that, though, it's like, let's say, for example, you get those abs, or in a month, you're starting to see that progress. Fucking relish it. You know what I mean? Even if you haven't gotten to your goal date, you're like, oh, well, I'm not yet to my goal. Relish and take pride in the fact that you're like, fuck, I'm seeing my progress. Like, I'm already seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, if you can visualize your progress and be like, hey, fuck, I took, I want to run a marathon, oh, well, I can't run a whole marathon yet, but fuck, I ran a half marathon yesterday. That's something to be proud of. Or I ran 3 miles yesterday instead of 2, something like that. Just don't lose sight of that, you guys. Because once you lose sight of the fun of it all, or like just what drives you, then what are you doing it for? So you just have to ask yourself that. I do. And which then leads me back to, again, reevaluating everything in my life again. This is this constant little circle. So yeah, guys, I hope that I hope that I was able to sort of give you guys some tips, some advice on, on maybe some things that might help you guys out, and say, if you ever have a moment in life that things are just in a little bit of disarray and you don't exactly know what to do. I mean, I still don't. I have a better idea of what I want to do. Like, I feel like I've gotten my drive back again, some direction. Did I get all the answers from this? No. This is an ever evolving situation, and so just like life in general is. So just don't be too hard on yourselves, you guys. On anything that you do, just try your best. And yeah, I feel like I'm a little baked. I'm going all philosophical here. I'm going to start talking in circles. So on that note, y'all, again, it's good seeing you guys. Good talking with you guys again. It's just, it feels good to do this. And I'm gonna sign off with that. And I'm going to leave you with one last thing. If you guys, I don't know. I'm just going to end it off with this one last thing, so I'm just a little baked. I'm getting lost in my thoughts. I hope this finds you happy. I hope this finds you well. And most importantly, after all these weeks, I hope this finds you blessed. All right, guys, till next time.